Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing the Lessons of A Course in Miracles, and today we're going to be doing lesson 135. Congratulations for keeping it up and still staying with it. It's a really long lesson, so make yourself comfortable because we're going to be in this for a little while, and I'm going to make it longer because I'm going to tell you really quickly, I'm here in Phoenix with my boyfriend and we're doing a sacred sexuality retreat, and I'm going to put a link in the description below about this retreat. And what I will tell you, because I'm not allowed to talk about what happens in there because of sacred agreements that we make, you get to learn about who you are as a sexual being, who you really deeply truly are at your core with this kind of work, and how to relate to other people as sacred human beings that are also fully sexual beings and in their beautiful naturalness. It's early mornings and late nights. It's extremely confronting in the sense that you're practicing brutal honesty with one another and also extreme care and nurturing. So anyway, I decided to do this with a partner, but you don't have to be in a relationship situation. You can come to one of these things single, and it's super fun and juicy. So anyway, if you're interested, check it out. I'll put the website below. All right, lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Who would defend himself unless he thought he were attacked, that the attack were real, and that his own defense could save himself? And herein lies the folly of defense. It gives illusions full reality and then attempts to handle them as real. It adds illusions to illusions, thus making correction doubly difficult. And it is this you do when you attempt to plan the future, activate the past, or organize the present as you wish. Don't do that. You operate from the belief you must protect yourself from what is happening because it must contain what threatens you. A sense of threat is an acknowledgement of an inherent weakness, a belief that there is danger which has power to call on you to make appropriate defenses. The world is based on this insane belief. All its structures, all its thoughts and doubts, its penalties and heavy armaments, its legal definitions and its codes, if you care about that kind of BS, its ethics and its leaders and its gods, all serve but to preserve its sense of threat. So true. For no one walks the world in armature, but must have terror striking at his heart. Defense is frightening. It stems from fear, increasing fear as each defense is made. You think it offers safety. Yet it speaks of fear made real and terror justified. It is not strange you do not pause to ask as you elaborate your plans and make your armor thicker and your locks more tight, what you defend and how against what. Let us consider first what you defend. It must be something that is very weak and easily assaulted. It must be something made easy prey, unable to protect itself and needing your defense. What but the body has such frailty that constant care and watchful, deep concern are needful to protect its little life? What but the body falters and must fail to serve the Son of God as a worthy host? I'm just going to pause really quickly because just sitting here talking about the body, again, I'm at the Sacred Sexuality Retreat, and the way that you view your own body and the way you view the bodies of others, particularly around the area of sexuality, is touched on so much at this retreat. And I love how the Course in Miracles is teaching us something, but to really anchor in whether or not you believe that you're a body, whether or not you believe that other people are bodies, and how you judge those bodies, you can't really put that to a test until you're in a confronting situation like a Sacred Sexuality Retreat. So anyway, all right. Yet it is not the body that can fear, nor can be a thing of fear. It has no needs but those which you assign to it. It needs no complicated structures of defense, no health-inducing medicine, no care and no concern at all. Defend its life, or give its gifts to make it beautiful, or walls to make it safe, and you but say your home is open to the thief of time, corruptible and crumbling, So unsafe it must be guarded with your very life. Is not this picture fearful? Can you be at peace with such a concept of your home? Yet what endowed the body with the right to serve you, thus accept your own belief? It is your mind which gave the body all the functions that you see in it, and set its value far beyond a little pile of dust and water, which I guess is all we are. Who would make defense of something that he recognized as this? The body is in no need of defense. This cannot be too often emphasized. It will be strong and healthy if the mind does not abuse it by assigning it to roles it cannot fill, to purposes beyond its scope, and to exalted aims which it cannot accomplish. Such attempts, ridiculous yet deeply cherished, are the sources for many mad attacks you make upon it. For it seems to fail your hopes, your needs, your values, and your dreams. The self, in quotation marks, that needs protection is not real. The body, valueless and hardly worth the least defense, need merely be perceived as quite apart from you, and it becomes a healthy, serviceable instrument through which the mind can operate until its usefulness is over. Who would want to keep it when its usefulness is done? Defend the body and you have attacked your mind. For you have seen in it the faults, the weaknesses, the limits and the lacks from which you think the body must be saved. You will not see the mind as separate from bodily conditions, and you will impose upon the body all the pain that comes from the conception of the mind as limited and fragile and apart from other minds and separate from its source. These are the thoughts in need of healing, and the body will respond with health when they have been corrected and replaced with truth. That's the body's only real defense. Yet this is where you look for its defense. You offer it protection of a kind from which it gains no benefit at all, but merely adds to your distress of mind. You do not heal, but merely take away the hope of healing, for you fail to see where hope lie if it be meaningful. A healed mind does not plan. I need to hear that. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that is not its own. It waits until it has been taught what should be done, and then proceeds to do it. It does not depend upon itself for anything except its adequacy to fulfill the plans assigned to it. It is secure in certainty that obstacles cannot impede its progress to accomplishment of any goal that serves the greater plan established for the good of everyone. A healed mind is relieved of the belief that it must plan, although it cannot know the outcome which is best, the means by which it is achieved, nor how to recognize the problem that the plan is made to solve. It must misuse the body in its plans until it recognizes this is so. But when it has accepted this is true, then it is healed and lets the body go. Enslavement of the body to the plans the unhealed mind sets up to save itself must make the body sick. I'm going to say that again. That's pretty profound. Enslavement of the body to the plans the unhealed mind sets up to save itself must make the body sick. It is not free to be the means of helping in a plan which far exceeds its own protection and which needs its service for a little while. In this capacity is health assured, for everything the mind employs for this will function flawlessly, and with the strength that has been given it cannot fail. It is perhaps not easy to perceive that self-initiated plans are but defenses, with the purpose all of them were made to realize. They are the means by which a frightened mind would undertake its own protection at the cost of truth. This is not difficult to realize in some forms which these self-deceptions take, where the denial of reality is very obvious. Yet planning is not often recognized as a defense. I would say that. The mind engaged in planning for itself is occupied in setting up control of future happenings. It does not think that it will be provided for unless it makes its own provisions. Time becomes a future emphasis to be controlled by learning and experience obtained from past events and previous beliefs. It overlooks the present, for it rests on the idea the past has taught enough to let the mind direct its future course. The mind that plans is thus refusing to allow for change. What it has learned before becomes the basis for its future goals. Its past experience directs its choice of what will happen, and it does not see that here and now is everything it needs to guarantee a future quite unlike the past, without a continuity of old ideas and sick beliefs. Anticipation plays no part at all, for present confidence directs the way. Defenses are the plans you undertake to make against the truth. Their aim is to select what you approve and disregard what you consider incompatible with your beliefs of your reality. Yet what remains is meaningless indeed, for it is your reality that is the threat which your defenses would attack, obscure, and take apart and crucify. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? Perhaps you have misunderstood his plan, and he would never offer pain to you. But your defenses did not let you see his loving blessing shine in every step you overtook. Every step you ever took. While you made plans for death, he led you gently to eternal life. Your present trust in him is the defense that promises a future undisturbed, without a trace of sorrow, and with joy that constantly increases as this lifetime becomes a holy instant set in time, but heeding only immortality. Let no defenses but your present trust direct the future, and this life becomes a meaningful encounter with the truth that only your defenses would cancel. Without defenses, you become a light which heaven gratefully acknowledges to be its own, and it will lead you on in ways appointed for your happiness according to the ancient plan began when time was born. Your followers will join their light with yours, and it will be increased until the world is lighted up with joy. And gladly will our brothers lay aside their cumbersome defenses, which availed them nothing and could only terrify. We will anticipate that time today with present confidence, for that is a part of what was planned for us. We will be sure that everything we need is given us for our accomplishment of this today. We make no plans for how it will be done, but realize that our defenselessness is all that is required for the truth to dawn upon our minds with certainty. For 15 minutes twice today, we rest from senseless planning and from every thought that blocks the truth from entering our minds. Today we will receive instead of plan, that we may give instead of organize. And we are given truly, as we say, if I defend myself, I am attacked. But in defenselessness, I will be strong, and I will learn what my defenses hide. Nothing but that. If there are plans to make, you will be told of them. They may not be the plans you thought were needed, nor indeed the answers to the problems which you thought confronted you. But they are answers to another kind of question, which remains unanswered yet in need of answering until the answers come to you at last. All your defenses have been aimed at not receiving what you will receive today. And in the light and joy of simple trust, you will but wonder why you have ever thought that you must be defended from release. Heaven asks nothing. It is hell that makes extravagant demands for sacrifice. You give up nothing in these times today when, undefended, you present yourself to your Creator as you really are. He has remembered you. Today we will remember Him. For this is Easter time in your salvation. And you rise again from what was seeming death and hopelessness. Now is the light of hope reborn in you. Now you have come without defense to learn the part for you within the plan of God. What little plans or magical beliefs can still have value when you have received your function from the voice of God Himself? Try not to shape this day as you believe would benefit you most. For you cannot conceive of all the happiness that comes to you without your planning. Learn today. And all the world will take this giant stride and celebrate your Easter time with you. Throughout the day, as foolish little things appear to raise defensiveness in you and tempt you to engage in weaving plans, remind yourself this is a special day for learning, and acknowledge it with this. This is my Easter time, and I would keep it holy. I will not defend myself because the Son of God needs no defense against the truth of his reality. Awesome. What day is it? I think it's Sunday. So don't make any plans today and do your meditations. You're going to have a great experience. And I'm going to be doing the last day of the Sacred Sexuality Retreat. And I don't have the opportunity to plan anything. So I'm mostly in compliance. All right, let's see what a year of forgiveness has to say about lesson 135. If I defend myself, I am attacked. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. Defensiveness is one of the things that ages you and makes you very ill because you are in a constant state of preparation for war. That means you function in that treacherous fight or flight mode where you are quick to attack or quick to separate. This is the ego's defense mechanism when danger is present. When you remember that the ego's purpose is to keep your body alive above all else, this makes sense. If you believe there is danger out there and that you function in the horizontal ego world, then you have stepped away from miracle-minded thinking. You begin to act as if an attack is imminent. That is a very stressful situation for the body. You have good sciences now. They measure these stress hormones and things that cause you to behave in an animalistic way. You can actually measure the ego's playground these days. So, this is an important thing for you to remember. When you become defensive, you are already in fight or flight mode. You will attack or you will separate to attack later. You do it by defending. What are you defending? This is the question that you must ask yourself as you study this particular passage. What am I defending? Am I defending my body because I think I will die? Am I defending my reputation? Am I defending my money? What do you defend? What do you place above peace? What do you place above love? That is what you give up when you take a defensive stance. You choose the horizontal ego's battleground to play in, and you forget that forgiveness, openness, courage, and defenselessness bring to you an experience very different from the fight or flight scenario of the ego. You give up many beautiful things when you prepare for war because lower your frequency significantly, and you are then down in the battlefield. Perhaps somebody offends you. Before A Course in Miracles, you would have attacked back. You would have protected yourself. How about you open up to what that person has to say? If they have accused you of something, maybe being harsh with your words instead of leaping to defend yourself, listen to what they have to say. Open your mind and your heart and then say, please tell me what you perceive. I'm very curious about how you see me and how I act around you. This is a moment for learning. This is a moment for growth. This is a moment for forgiveness, for that is what you are doing. You act in a forgiving way when you set aside your defenses and ask with curiosity, what do you want to tell me? What do you want to show me? Perhaps they tell you something you need to hear. It's very humbling. Perhaps they show you something valuable. If you are defensive and shut them down, which increases separation and strengthens the ego mind, then you never hear the gem they may have to offer you. Watch your defensiveness. When you feel that urge of adrenaline, that fear come up when somebody offends you or threatens you in some way, or perhaps only subtly by implied words, go inside immediately and ask yourself, what am I afraid of here? What am I defending here? What is so valuable to me that I am willing to relinquish my peace over it? I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. Whew, excellent teachings for today and quite a long lesson, but I hope you enjoyed that and that you get some wonderful messages when you do your meditations with this lesson. Much love to all of you. I will see you tomorrow.